God, let him.
Hey guys, it's Danny back here, and today we're going to be working on another LeetCode problem. We're going to be working on question 1828, queries on number of points inside of a circle. So basically what this question is asking us is it gives us a nested array of points consisting of smaller arrays inside of a larger one with x and y coordinates defined as points on a graph, as well as a nested array of queries of length 3. The first two parts of these nested arrays is an x and y coordinates defined as the center point of circles on a graph, and the r variable is the radius of any given circle. So the logic that we're going to be using to solve this question is actually quite simple. So if we're given a graph here, with a circle, let's say this is at 2, 3. The coordinates 2, 3, and we're given a radius of 2. And we know we're going to have a circle here. And let's say this point here is 5, and likewise here. Then we're given a coordinate, and let's say our coordinate lands here. Let's say it's given at 4 for the x and 3 for the y. So for us visually seeing this, obviously it's inside of the circle. But the logic we're going to use to tell the computer whether this is inside of the circle or not is simply taking our x and y coordinates of our center circle here and the coordinates of our point. And we're going to use a simple graph formula, which is, if you guys have done like grade 9 math, you should know this is the Pythagoras theorem. x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And what we're going to say is if this here, let's call this y. If y is smaller than or equal to our radius here, then we're going to append this to, let's just call this an array called final points. We're going to append this to our final points array. Alright, let's code this up. So first things first, we're going to have a final points array. It's just an empty array. Then we're going to loop through our queries, or otherwise known as our circles. So we're just going to say for circle in queries. And then we need to have like a way of counting how many of the points that are given are inside our given circle. So we're going to have our current counter. Gotta love the camel case. Our current counter. Sorry, my typing's a bit off. Our current counter. We're just going to initialize that, so every time our circle changes, this comes back to 0. Next, we're going to say for points in points. So for our points inside of our array points here that's given to us, we're going to say if. So we're just going to set this up for ourselves. Okay. Plus 2. What we're doing here is actually the Pythagoras theorem. If you guys didn't know, putting something to the exponent of 0.5 is the same as square rooting it. So we're going to say if circle 0 minus 0.0 and then squared plus circle 1 minus 0.1 squared, and all of that rooted, and we're going to say is smaller than or equal to our circle 2, which that's just defined as our radius. So what we're doing here is actually this step that we defined here. We're just inputting this formula into our if statement here. And then if that occurs, we're going to say current counter plus equals 1. And then once we've looped through all of the points, after we've looped through all of the points, we're going to say final points dot append current counter. Okay, great. So let's just look through the logic of our problem. We initialize our array of final points. Next, we move for our circle in queries. So we loop through all of our circles, and then we initialize a counter. And then we say for point and points. So for our point inside of our array of points. So we're looking at each of our points for every circle. And then if the distance between the center point of our circle and our point is smaller than our radius of the circle, then we increase our current counter by 1. And then after we've looped through all of our points, we append our current counter, redo the loop, and set our current counter back to 0. So if we return our current counter, our final points here, let's see if it works with a test. Sorry, this is meant to be 1. Sorry, I could have sworn append wasn't spelled. This is actually so sad. I can't believe I can't spell these things. Okay, dot append current counter. And great, okay. so far it's working. Use test examples, run the code. Okay, great. It seems to be working for everything. So we're just gonna run our code and hopefully this works out. Okay, great. We've got some reasonably fast runtime and memory usage. All right, great guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one.